This is the Theme Park Thursday live stream trifecta tonight. She is Jen.
Yeah. Hello. What? Hello.
Yeah, sound issues checking, testing. 1, 2,
Testing.
3.
I think it's better
Anyone?
now. Hello.
Anybody here? Hello. Hello. We are here for the final 4 picks tonight in the Dillos Diz My Favorite Thing About Disney Ever This Year March Madness Mania Pool. That's a footstep sound right there. I just hit. Okay. So for the past month, we started this over on the Theme Park Thursday podcast. We introduced our brackets. Then we went live the first Thursday to reveal our first round picks. And pandemonium ensued. The people, the masses, they came out and said, please, Jen, Frank, you must continue on. You must carry through with these live streams every week. We must know the picks while looking at your glorious faces.
Well, I don't know that anyone said that.
It's, subtext.
Right. Yeah.
So we're here. We're down to 8. A lot of people submitted their picks to our Gmail account at dillosdiz@gmail.com. If you still want to play along, you can request a bracket, dillosdiz@gmail.com. But this year, if you submitted by March 11th, you were entered in the $64 Dillos Diz My Favorite Thing About Disney Ever This Year March Madness Mania Pool. That's a fax machine.
Why?
I'm just doing the thing here.
Why?
So those who submitted by March 11th are entered. We will make the drawing next Thursday live here on the YouTube for the $64 Dillos Diz My Favorite Thing About Disney Ever This Year March Madness Mania Pool. Okay, there's no time because we're doing 3 of these live streams tonight, and on the half an hour, we only have to make 4 picks tonight. We have to go from 8 to 4.
Yes, but it's getting worse. It's bad now. Now it's bad.
I
haven't even made my picks yet. I haven't even done them. They will all be happening on the spot.
Well, a lot of people in the chat here already submitted their picks, and maybe we'll look at some of them. If I forget to pick yours tonight, don't get mad at me, but you can hashtag blame Frank over on Twitter.
Always blame Frank.
Theme Park Frank, Theme Park Rob. I'm Theme Park Frank. No, Long Island Frank, Theme Park Rob. Lewis is here. Jocelyn and family are here. Val's here. Thanks for watching along as we try to put together 3. It's like must-see TV, but with us.
It's just us. We're the whole lineup. I didn't even know what room in StreamYard I was going in. I was like, what time is it?
There's so many. It's like a list of live streams. Like,
we're
what's
going in the
happening?
Right room? Yeah.
All right. So, first bracket, right? It is the Walter Elias bracket, as it were. We had the Grim Grinning Ballroom versus the Toy Story Mania Shooting Arcade, the Creative Greenhouse and Living with Land versus Dole Whip and Adventureland, Uncle Orville and the Tub, Carousel of Progress versus the Star Wars Queue, Everest Going Backwards versus the Grand Fiesta Pyramid Pass, the Rise of the Resistance Hangar Bay versus Space Mountain Launch, Soarin' over the Matterhorn versus the Fire Rock Geyser over at Wilderness Lodge, the Monorail around Epcot versus one carousel ride in Fantasyland, and the Test Track Test Lap versus Humanga Cowabunga.
Hello, Lee. Shouldn't you be in bed? Why are you?
You said you were going to bed, Lee.
You said you were going to bed. We know. But we appreciate you being here. Thanks.
All right. Just to review some of our friends here. There's Skipper Bomb over at the Cretans Guild.
Happy birthday, Skipper Bob.
Happy birthday. Yay. What better way to celebrate your birthday than with 3 Dillos Diz live streams?
That's how everyone wants to do it.
So Skipper Bob is down to Dole Whip in Adventureland and the Test Track Test Lap. He went with the Dole Whip in Adventureland as his final 4 pick. This is our friend Steffers right here. The Grimming Ballroom versus the Space Mountain Launch. And she went with the Space Mountain Launch. I should lean here while I do this. And then our good friend, look at my excellent handwriting on my screenshots. It's our friend Pixie Dust PhD, a.k.a. Dr. Jacqueline, who went with Everest going backwards over the monorail going around Epcot. Jen, what picks were you down to in this bracket?
So are we starting with Walter, right?
What have I been talking about for
I don't
2.5
know,
minutes?
because I've been trying to make my picks while you were talking. Okay, so I came down to Dole Whip and the Carousel.
Dole Whip and the Carousel. Jen, your first Final Four selection is
Dole Whip.
Dole Whip and Adventureland, right along with Skipper Bob.
What did you have?
I had the Star Tours Q.
Okay.
Versus the Test Track Test Lap. Now, when I made these brackets, I really had no idea. I mean, kind of the glory of the whole hashtag Blame Frank.
Yeah.
Is that I really don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like. The Star Tours queue has been a bit of a Cinderella here. I don't know when I will go through the Star Tours queue again because, I'm getting old and, it rocks my brain a little bit. It's no Back to the Future / The Simpsons ride, but it's, it's getting there. And I went with the Star Tours queue on that pick. So Final Four.
Yeah.
Over the Test Track Test Lap. I think I
feel like
just
that
enjoyed
was
my
easy.
time there.
I think that was an easy choice, though. But I'm so surprised that you had Test Track still at this stage in the game.
I think the Rise Hangar Bay over time would probably get a greater look. Everything happened so fast the one time I did it that I don't think I absorbed it the way I wanted to.
Right. Lee, you are correct. This is the ideal situation. Dole Whip on the Carousel. Done.
It's true.
Are you allowed to do that? Is that breaking Disney rules? Although if I get it in Adventureland, I have to carry it all the way over. It'll be melted all over my hand by then.
What is purchased in Adventureland stays in Adventureland.
Am I supposed to eat it in another land? I'm not even eating it in Animal Kingdom.
Remember when we started Theme Park Thursday, the podcast, and we said the podcast episodes would be 22 minutes?
Yeah.
And now the live streams, they just one after the other.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Us all the time.
I mean, we can keep doing them on Theme Park Thursday. I don't know. Let's see what happens when this is all over.
I mean, I don't know if we need to do 3 in a row every Thursday, but we can stop in on Thursdays. It is Theme Park Thursday after all.
And the second one, to be fair, is only happening because we ran out of time to actually record what's in the attic.
Exactly. So we just went live with it.
Let's do it live.
I still have a video that I need to post. Maybe this weekend it'll happen. So
yeah. Otherwise, you're a liar on last week's podcast.
I know. Oh, man.
How's that CGI working out? We'll tell that story another time.
We'll tell it another time. I'm taking it all out. That whole section I'm taking out, though. So you'll see.
Maybe we'll put that up on the behind the scenes on the Patreon, huh? So here we go into the Roy O bracket. It was the Splash Mountain Briar Patch, the drop, versus the Dormouse popping out of the teapot on the Mad Tea Party. The Jungle Cruise Bankside of Water versus the Seas Aquarium. The Seven Dwarfs Mine Train Diamond Mine versus the Pirates Queue. Tinkerbell flying from the top of the castle versus the Imagination Fountains. The Stretching Room at the Haunted Mansion versus the Navi River Shaman. The Town of Tumbleweed on Big Thunder Mountain versus the opening scene of the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. The Views from Dumbo versus the finale of the Electrical Water Pageant. And the Rock and Roller Coaster Launch versus Sunny Eclipse.
Just a side note, 2 side notes. One, I saw a TikTok, obviously, the other day with Rock and Roller Coaster in the light, which I'm sure has existed for years, and I'm sure it's all over YouTube. But I saw it come up on TikTok. And one, I didn't find it as terrifying as I do when I'm sitting in the seat. 2, I still won't go on it willingly ever. And I may not go on it again. You know what? I was too afraid for my life years ago. I don't think I need to be going on that ride again.
Rock and Roller terrifies you more than Space Mountain?
Yes. The launch, the initial 0 to 60 launch. I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I changed my mind. I want to get out. And then the nails just embed in my hands from holding on.
We've been watching our long-lost sibling, Angela Dahlgren, in Universal Studios all week. Would you go on the Hulk coaster with her and film?
No. And the corkscrews on Rock and Roller Coaster are the closest I have come to going upside down.
You still haven't gone upside down on a roller coaster?
No, and I have no plans on doing so at this point. So there's that.
All right.
No,
So
it's
here's our friends, the Hyperion Adventures podcast, guests on today's Theme Park Thursday
Yay.
episode, and they went with Tinkerbell flying from the castle over the stretching room. I would love to actually ask them about this. I should have asked them about this because I guess I'm a little surprised. I don't know. The stretching room is. I guess maybe if you picked the Grim Grinning Ballroom, then you felt the other haunted mansion entry was more disposable. We got Nate Hardy right here, a treasure historian of hello.
Just drag racing down my block. That's fine. Out here in the burbs.
He went with the stretching room over the backside of water, the treasure historian of the Forever 44 Fedora Club in Miami. This is Theme Park Rob here, who went with the stretching room also over Tinkerbell. So maybe predictable to some, but those two were not our picks, right? On if I'm correct.
Correct.
I'll go first on this one because the Splash Mountain drop. Splash Mountain was the winner of the Delos Dish. My favorite thing about Disney ever this year, March Madness Mania Pool Horn 2 years ago. And now it's here in the Elite Eight against the finale of the Electrical Water Pageant. Right. Now, I was very specific because I find the music in the opening floats, while I love the opening floats, the music is a little different than I remember. So I stick with kind of the Americana thing.
Right.
When I was a kid, and it's not like, I mean, you know, I like America, but you know, I always thought when I was a kid, Disney did Americana really well. They had the 4th of July TV specials. They had the Spirit of America parade. It was the 200th, birthday, 200th birthday of the Constitution, whatever, there was a lot of Americana happening in the Disney parks in those formative years. So I always liked how they portrayed America, and then Sam Eagle was the cherry.
Right, I was gonna say
that. So I went with the Electrical Water Pageant over Splash Mountain here. So Splash Mountain, after being champion 2 years ago, takes a fall.
That's right. I also not surprising from you though. Really, Splash Mountain was your favorite thing at one point, but I don't know. Still, but it was a tough call. That was tougher than I think Test Track and Star Tours for you. No.
I felt weird picking a queue, I think. So I think that's really what. So when the other side of it came down to Test Track, it was a little hard, but it was a little difficult picking a queue. I felt it was an odd choice, but I went with it anyway.
Right. So I had the Essential Fountains, obviously, and the Electrical Water Pageant finale, both water themed, if you will. They're the thing. But obviously, how am I supposed to go against the Essential Fountains? So that is what I went with. I can't go against that.
The Imagination Essential Fountains making the Final Four.
That's right.
We're taking on Dole Whip in Adventureland. Actually, that's a pretty tough choice right there. It'd be interesting to see. That's how it's going to go. So next week, oh no, it's the other side. I'm sorry. No, it's flipped. I'm sorry.
I don't understand how to read this. Don't trick me.
Neither do I. Let's move over to the Eisner bracket. We had the Tower of Terror, the Drops versus a Friendship boat ride. We had the monorail through the Contemporary versus entering the Millennium Falcon cockpit. We had Sanaa bread service versus the Small World Heaven room, as it were. Spaceship Earth Planetarium versus Wheezy singing after your Slinky Dog Dash. Peter Pan's flight over London versus drinks at Oga's. The Carno attacking on Dinosaur versus a blustery day in the 100-acre wood. The flight across Pandora's landscape on Flight of Passage versus Daisy's Runaway Dancing, and Muppavision's Salute to All Nations, but mostly America, versus the views from the Astro Orbita.
You have been dropping the accent tonight. I don't know what you said earlier. I was like, ooh, there it is.
I'm not hydrated today. That's
that's what it is.
I was outside a lot today, so.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's gorgeous out. Almost 70 degrees. This is how we do things. You don't know this by now. Come on now. Of course.
Jen, over. Oh, wait. Let me share what some folks had here. what is this? Is that Skipper Bob again? I had two
don't
Skipper
even
Bobs in
know.
here. All right,
We
this is
don't
Skipper
even know
Bob's
what you
birthday.
type.
It's Skipper Bob's birthday, so he gets two Thursday.
Yay!
So he's got Muppet Vision over Spaceship Earth, and then this is Lee over here. He has the Millennium Falcon over Pandora. Jen, what I'm watching the clock here because we have another live stream in 14 minutes. Jen, what do you got?
Had the monorail through the Contemporary verse, Muppet Vision Salute to All Nations.
This seems like a no-brainer to me. Is it a no-brainer, or did it give you some grief?
I mean, it gave me not as much grief. I would say it came in third for grief on this round. But, just because the monorail is a monorail. But how am I not going to go with the Muppets? Hashtag save the Muppets. If I don't pick the Muppets, will they be saved? I don't know.
We recorded an episode of Theme Park Thursday for April 8th this week. If you are in the Forever 44 Fedora Club Facebook group, you may already have some of that information. But he revealed that Muppet Vision as like his go-to attraction during his time working at the studios. And be sure I was like, yes. So also, Muppets
I had so many questions during that time, and I'm like, oh, we're running low on time. I don't want to start getting too into the weeds of the theme park and the.
Were you feeling like a great movie ride question in there?
I wanted a great movie ride. I wanted a street mo question. I had some others. So
that's an April 8th episode of Theme Park Thursday. It's I don't know. I'm still a little giddy about that one. So make sure you check that out. I wouldn't say. Listen, we're it's the end of an arc of one of the great bits we do on Theme Park Thursday. After April 8th, after April 8th, this is a hook for that episode. You may never hear a certain bit that we do here on all our stuff ever again. It is delightfully resolved,
and I am thankful for it. Hi, Angela Dahlgren. Are you exhausted? Are you so tired from your fabulous time at Universal? I am. I'm tired because you did a lot of stuff.
You did a lot of stuff. I have a lot of questions for her on Monday for the Dillo sibling reunion right here on both
Universal
our YouTube channel
influencer Angela Dahlgren.
Who more people are following her by the minute on the Twitter with all her tweets the past 2 days.
Yes.
All right, final bracket. We got 12 minutes left. Okay. This is the Iger bracket. It was the People Mover versus the Caves of Tom Sawyer's Island. It was Trader Sam's Disturbing the Tiki Gons versus the Q in Thunder Mountain. Elsa Letting Your Boat Go versus a dessert at Beaches and Cream. The Tiki Room versus Kali River Rapids 30-foot slide down. Safari versus a little ditty we like to call a Summit Plummet. This a Tree of Life a photo op versus a sing along. A Jelly Rolls, pick a song, any song, sing along. Just made that up. Mission Space Taking Off versus it's the takeoff. It's the whole launch, which is the best part of Mission Space. Don't even fight me. Versus Anytime Figment Appears, and the Pirates raiding Town Square versus we suffered a humiliating defeat last week on Jen's bracket, inhaling the Tomorrowland Speedway fumes. Made the Sweet 16 in Jen's bracket.
I was so distraught I had to take out Papadillo's truck this weekend just to inhale some fumes.
Yeah, get some of that 1930 engine fumes.
That's right.
All right. So what do we got? I'm not gonna be able to read any of these initials. I don't know who this is. I'm sorry. This is the Pirates rating over the Tiki Room here. I have to think about who that is. This one I know is Alexis. The Tree of Life photo op getting a Final Four berth here. Who else? And then this is we're waiting for Adam here.
Always waiting for Adam.
Wait, with the Tiki Room over the Safari. Who's this one here? It's Theme Park Rob's Tracy.
Oh, Tracy. it's Theme Park Rob's Tracy.
I get all the words out. So Jen, the two you had left were what?
I'm not happy about this one. People mover and jelly rolls.
This is like two of your favorite things right here.
Yeah. It is. And I haven't picked yet.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll go then.
Okay.
I had the people mover versus jelly rolls, and
The same.
oh, it's the same. I think it's an easier choice for me because I mean, you want to debate. I mean, jelly rolls have been closed. People mover hasn't worked.
I know.
So we're feeling extra nostalgic about both of these things.
Yeah.
But we went. I went with the people mover in this particular case.
That's really funny. As you're leading, I'm like, he's going to say jelly rolls. I should say it first because my gut was now saying jelly rolls.
Oh, the people mover.
I don't know. I feel so wrong about that, though. I haven't written it down yet.
Decide. I'll give you time to decide. While yes, it's true. I'll get you think about it a little bit more here. So as we mentioned, we got 2 other live streams tonight. What's in the Attic is next. Yes, it is a different link. It's because we ran out of time to record it this week. So that's why we're doing it live. We're going to do this yellow box thing that's underneath this desk right here. And then up in the upper right-hand corner, that's Derek I'm never going to say his name right.
You know why? Because we want to say it New York. And if you say it New York, no, that's the proper way. It's Del Gaudio if you want to say it. If you want to say it the New York way.
We'll be talking about the film that's on Hulu in and of itself for our balcony Patreons at 9:00. Next week is April 1st. I think we're gonna do a little something extra for the month of April.
That's right.
If you want to join the Patreon, we're gonna try to do a little something extra for Patreon folks. So if you're newcomers, especially, like we're gonna keep the other stuff we're already doing at the levels. But if you just want to get in for $1 in April, we'll do a little something extra for the month of April. Just to put that out. Tell your friends, tell your mom. $1, patreon.com/DillosDiz or DillosDizResort.com. Jen, have you changed your mind here?
Can I just make a comment? Because we are discussing In and of Itself, which I have previously watched twice, cried both times. I then went, you know what, though? It's been a few weeks. I should probably watch it again before we go live. So I watched it up until coming here, which is a mistake because then what am I supposed to do with my ugly cry face? I have to get it together and come here. And now I haven't been able to think straight during this entire half hour. Okay, anyway. It hurts me not to say the people mover, but if I'm thinking of like the offerings from both, as we have 6 minutes here, if I'm thinking of the offerings from both, you have the views and you have the breeze and you just walk right on that ride, except when it's shut down for a year. And you have all the feels on that ride. Jelly rolls, it gives a different kind of feels, but there's like this entertainment and this energy in the room and the vibe. And then you come out and you're on the boardwalk at night and it's glorious. I'm gonna go jelly rolls. I'll just be different since you went people mover.
As you're talking, right? And I'm like, oh, well, maybe she's going. I mean, especially as we're talking about In and of Itself over on the Patreon later, you know, I think a lot of it will be about connection. And so I find it interesting that I put nothing from Streetmosphere, Citizens of Hollywood, in this bracket.
True.
And maybe I did it because I thought it would just take the whole thing. But I think similarly, something to be said of why jelly rolls for me made it to the Elite 8, because it's been a while since I've been in jelly rolls, but I think back to those times that I've been in there and really having a good time. That's and you know, watching Scotty's live streams on Facebook for a year now, it really, I felt like pushed that needle for me. And if you haven't watched Scotty Kilwine's Facebook lives, Monday night, Friday night, Wednesday matinee, as it were, just check it out, because I feel like it's a Disney experience right there on a live stream. So
Yeah,
it's really
for
great.
sure. I'm looking at my final four, and I'm not happy with next week. What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, so mine's gonna be the Star Wars Tours queue versus Muppet Vision, and then the Electrical Water Pageant versus the People Mover. It's interesting.
And I have Dole Whip versus Muppets, Jelly Rolls versus the Essential Fountain. So it's like the senses versus attractions.
And just to say, we're going down to the winner next week. We're gonna do the two, and then we're gonna do the one. We're gonna do both next week. Yeah.
I thought we had.
It's April 1st. It's over next
okay.
week. It's over. April 1st next week. We're gonna pick the winner of the $64. Maybe we'll do a little bonus thing over on our Patreon for $1 folk after that Theme Park Thursday live next week. So that is what is to come next Thursday. But right now, in 4 minutes, you're gonna go see us again over for What's in the Attic, because this is hashtag Delos Madness.
Yeah.
In its purest form.
We're insane.
See you over for What's in the Attic. Bye-bye.
Oh, deuces.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing?